In this video, I will be explaining the meaning behind some of the most basic symbols used in symbolic communication. Plants, water, and sunlight. These concepts all intertwine and are fairly easy to understand. You already understand a lot of this symbolic language just from existing on this planet. The more you understand about how the physical world works, the better you can understand the comms world, as the symbols and relationships between them often mirror reality. If you want to understand the meaning behind a symbol, examine the characteristics behind its real-life counterpart. Let's start with the easiest one, plants. You already know the comms meaning behind plant, as it's a common definition. A person placed, or a thing planned or used to trick, mislead, or trap. So a spy or agent planted in a group or organization to monitor or deceive them. Someone working for a power outside of that organization. Let me show you how this symbol is used. Take, for example, Barack Obama's official portrait. It identifies him as a plant. A plant for whom? Notice the artist gave him 6 fingers. The meaning behind 6 is for a different video. Another example from politics is this photo from Bill Clinton's visit to North Korea. Notice Clinton and Kim Jong-il are purposely placed on the plants with 6 figures standing behind them. There's that pesky 6 again. The figure behind Clinton is John Podesta, the founder of Center for American Progress, Bill Clinton's White House Chief of Staff, and Hillary's 2016 campaign manager. As an aside, this is some of the art from Podesta's collection. Moving on to pop culture comms, Oeki Kosuke from the anime Love Oeki has the ability to turn trash into trees. If you watched my previous video, you know that superpowers usually refer to something from the comms or MK Ultra world. What might turning trash into plants symbolize? This comment from the YouTube video seems to grasp part of it. Anything can be trash, even my friend. Trash in this context is referring to human refuse. Turning trash into trees is taking MK targets and delinquents and turning them into friendlies or useful plants. Let's look at the movie Bean. What is a bean? A seed, the start of a plant or operation. This is also frequently symbolized with an egg or a baby. The storyline of the film involves the character Bean being chosen to join the character Langley. Langley being a common nickname for the CIA, as that is where it is headquartered. This perfectly fits the seed symbolism. Bean becomes a CIA plant. With this information, we can understand another variation of the bean symbol, Sean Bean. Sean Bean is famous for frequently playing characters that die. He was born the same day as this news story about a plane crashing, killing the baby that was born in flight. A bean famous for dying, tied to a baby that dies immediately after birth? Do you see how these symbolize the same thing? Sean Bean symbolizes a plant or op that is destined to die early. As I stated earlier, you can often understand a symbol's meaning by looking at the characteristics of its real-life counterpart. Do plants talk? No, they are silent. What do plants do? They stay where they are planted and wait for water. So, what is water? When information is true, it holds water. When important new information comes out, it makes waves. When information that was supposed to stay secret goes public, it's called a leak. Water is information. A plant needs water to grow, or more plainly, an agent needs instructions and updates to do their job. I'll show you some examples of how this is used. Where would you go to interact with a body of water? A pool. 4chan was founded by Christopher Poole. His name sending the message to agents that this is where to go to get information. The E at the end of pool meaning electric, like email or EV. Christopher Poole E made an E pool. His online nickname, Moot, reinforces this concept. It's a word that can mean meeting. Another example would be Alex Jones. He takes information that might be dangerous to authority if the public latches onto it, and turns it up to 11, making conspiracies seem more absurd than they really are. He frequently sold water filters to his viewers.
Hello, my fellow info warriors. Alex Jones here, introducing you to the ProPure family of gravity-fed filters.
And this was a comm to help identify his purpose to other agents. He filtered water. Or put more simply, he took information and changed it to make it less appealing before presenting it to the public. So now that you understand the symbols of water and plants, let's solve a comm that uses them both. In this article by The Sun, an expert gardener gives a tip on how to water plants while you are away. He uses a Q-tip to create a slow drip system. I need to briefly explain Q for this to make sense. Q clearance is the Department of Energy's top secret clearance. The Department of Energy was founded in 1977 after the Senate hearing on MKUltra. Its purpose was to contain information like that which my channel is about, symbolic comms. So back to the article. Can you figure out how a Q-tip could help you water plants while you are away? Pause the video and think about it a little bit if you need to. The answer is, if you give a tip about Q, or symbolic comms, to your plants, they will be able to get water, or information, even if you neglect them, as they can just read the comms in the news and media. Moving on to the final symbol for this video, sunlight. Much like with plants, you probably already know the meaning behind this one. What does it mean for someone to have their day in the sun? Defined as a period of being popular or getting a lot of attention. This is what sunlight often represents in the comms world as well. Attention or spotlight. Think in terms of a social media plant. You give the plant water or information so they know what to do, and then spotlight, a boost in the algorithm, to do it. You give a plant water and sunlight, and it grows. The plant achieves whatever goal you had for them, and they are rewarded with fame and the money that comes from it. So sunlight is exposure, and you can look to other common tropes to confirm this. Vampires and demons are often portrayed as weak to or destroyed by sunlight. What would be destroyed by exposure? The demons represent criminal organizations or activities that normally hide in the dark. Sunlight kills demons, or said more plainly, exposing a criminal organization to the public makes it so they can no longer operate. These three symbols are used frequently in symbolic comms, and understanding them is important. Plants are embedded agents. That can mean anything from a blackmailed politician to an employee at a company or an influencer on social media. Water is information. A plant needs water in the same way an agent needs information to understand when and how to act. Sunlight is exposure or public attention. This can either be a good thing if you're a social media influencer or product peddler, or a bad thing if you're a criminal organization. To learn more about symbolic comms, subscribe to my channel.